Welcome to the ranch. Today is a really exciting day, not necessarily because of what we're getting ready to do, but because we have reached one of our goals in our homesteading adventure.
So we have been raising turkeys here on the farm for several months here, and we've had some ups and downs with our turkeys that we really haven't shared much with you because we had a wedding going on. There were so many things, and so we didn't get a chance to show the process of raising the turkeys like we wanted to, but the turkeys are full grown, at least 2 of them are, and today we are going to dispatch our first set of turkeys ever. We've done chickens before, so we kind of know the process, but this video is to share with you kind of some of the ins and outs of actually processing them here on the farm.
Now, before you get to the point where you want to shut this video down, understand a disclaimer here, we are not going to actually show the process of how we remove the head.
No.
We'll just show you the pieces so that if you're interested in doing this, this will be a good tutorial video for you to be able to go back to and kind of review as to how we did it, and maybe you can learn something from it and add to it or take away, but you fit what works best for your family.
And before you get upset and start doing something else, you know what? You can stop watching the video right when we tell you it's going to be kind of icky, and you can go and watch maybe a cute little video up at the top over here. We're going to put a little video up there somewhere. Up by
on my face?
Up Eric. Yeah, somewhere over there. We're going to put a cute little video you can snap on, and go ahead and click on that and go watch a cute animal video of some sort and somewhere in our playlist. So don't worry, there's always something for you here on the farm.
All right, so we're going to get ready to get started. We're going to show you what we did to prepare. We're going to show you the tools that you need to make this happen.
And some of the process.
And some of the pieces in between. So it's really not that hard. If this is the first time that you're watching this, or maybe you've never done it before, don't be overwhelmed with it. Just understand that you can do it.
All right, let's get started.
Ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
That's too high for me. Get out of here. Let's go.
All right, so we got everybody in the family involved in here, and so we got knives being sharpened, we got the axe. That's how we're actually going to remove the head. We're going to use a feed bag. We're going to use a feed bag where, you know, a lot of times you have those, you don't know what to do with them. So one of the things you can utilize them for is take your feed bag, and what we've done is we've cut a hole big enough to slide the turkey's head through. And the good thing about that is once we insert them into the bag, it will contain them so that they're not flapping around. Now, a lot of times the problems that we have with chickens when we process them is the wings flapping. And so that's the thing that I've read about on turkeys, is you have to be careful that you don't want to let those wings smack in the face, because man, them things are strong. Okay, so the other thing is one of our favorite knives that we have right here, not a product plug, but it is what it is. It's an outdoor edge knife, which is awesome. We used to use different knives for all kinds of butchering that we've done, but it's collapsible, locks in place, and another cool piece about this is it's a removable blade. Once this blade is dull, then you can just replace it. They're super easy to buy, pretty much anywhere you want to go. Okay, so again, this is our preferred knife because it is super sharp and it will get the job done. So watch your fingers, of course. The other thing that we had prepared was we take our picnic table and we put a tarp on top of it. This is just to contain the blood and so that we don't have all kinds of things that are going to be all over the place. I set this picnic table on the edge of our porch, and the reason why is because I'm taller and it's easier for me to stand and do this opposed to sitting and or leaning over the picnic table. We use some bungee cords underneath to strap it down so the wind doesn't blow it. And another warning, in case you couldn't tell already, it's a bit windy out here. So we're trying to tuck back when we're doing different video portions, but it may get a little windy. So just stick with us. If we go back to look at the videos and it's a little harder to understand, then we may just put the words up. All right, and then one last thing that we have for the job is right over here, and this is how we get all of the feathers off of the turkey. And the same thing we do with the chicken is we have this, what do they call this?
Turkey fryer?
Okay, it's a turkey fryer. And so basically we just get the water up to about 140, 150 degrees. That's all that's in there is water. We'll put a drop or two of Dawn in there, or dish detergent soap. It's said to help with the feathers being able to be easier to remove. And so basically, once we get to this point, we'll give a little bit more explanation as to how we use this. But this is our setup: picnic table, knives, axe, and this 140 to 150 degree water, and we're ready to get started. So now is the time that you probably want to turn off that video if you haven't already, and we'll go ahead and get started with the process. One thing that we haven't mentioned yet that is super important is to make sure you understand that even right now, you can see the level of care and concern that we're taking towards these animals. And even in the decision making of which ones to take, we've decided based upon the ones that look like they're getting too heavy because of just their breed, they keep adding more weight. So you can see how calm they are and how much they are handled and cared for. And as we said earlier, this is not something we look forward to because it's fun to do, but we respect the life of the animal that God has given us to raise, and we have done so. And so, as we've heard people say before, they have one bad day, and this is going to be their bad day. Okay, so the next step, we've already removed the head, so now we let them bleed out. So now we are going to dip them in this water, and the reason for that is we're trying to loosen up all the follicles, if you will, of feathers. And that's why you don't want to scald it. You don't want to cook the meat. You're just trying to loosen up all the feathers. So he is a big bird. What you do is you just kind of swish it around and get the water in between all the feathers. And then the way that you test it is you just kind of bring it up and you pull out. You see, look at that.
Yeah, you're getting close. Go ahead.
Look how easy that is. And it'll just basically just fall out.
Yeah, we need to worry about the tail feathers.
Okay.
But you don't want to do too much longer. It's only going to take about 30 seconds usually. You just don't want to burn the skin. You don't want to cook that skin.
And so while I'm doing this, one thing that I failed to mention earlier was that you do need to cool the skin once you do this process. And so we have a bucket of cold water and we put some ice in it as well.
Go ahead and do it now. Yeah, you're good.
And this process is so that that skin does not cook, because these birds are so big. We just kind of leave them in there for a second. And we'll kind of swish it around if you can. With chickens you can, with this turkey you can't because it's just so massive. Yeah. So usually when we do this, Monica and I work as a team, and I'll do all the beginning stages, and then Monica takes over and does the later stages. You can see these feathers, how they're just falling out. I mean, there's a couple little, you may have to kind of fine tune once you get a little bit closer, but you can see that it's just really me just rubbing it and everything is just falling right out. This is really the easiest way. We've had to do individual chickens every now and again, and when we've done them, we haven't done it this process. We've taken it the other way where we just skin them.
Use the side of your thumb. When you do it, it's easier. The side of your thumb makes it easier.
Okay. When you're doing this, if you use the side of your thumb,
Do you feel easier?
it makes it so much easier.
Does it feel easier?
It doesn't really matter. But there's more than one way to skin the cat, so.
Or feather a turkey.
Or feather the turkey. So again, you just kind of start from one section and just start working your way around. Now you can kind of see by the feathers how this is dry. So that means the water really didn't get to it, but you can only do so much when you don't have a big enough container. If I was doing a large number of these, I would probably find a bigger container of some sort. But then again, you'd have to go to probably like a food store or a kitchen store or something like that.
Just a bigger boiling pot, really, is all you need.
Yeah.
Just a bigger pot to boil water. That's all it is boiling water.
Look at that. Look how easy that is. Just falling out. And again, there's a couple little spots like this where you're going to have to pull it out. But you just go over it a few times with your hands and it'll just keep on coming.
Now, we're going to take these feathers And we're gonna use them for compost. They make great compost. So they will not go to waste either. Okay, so we have everything defeathered and rinsed down. And now it's my turn to get inside and get this turkey eviscerated and dispatched here the rest of the way. Not really dispatched, just eviscerated. Let's get it eviscerated, which means take all the insides out and get it ready so that we can put it in our oven. All right, so let's get started. So first thing I'm gonna do is work on taking the legs off. I gotta find the little joint right there, kind of bend it back a little bit. This is harder than a chicken. I'm just gonna find that little knuckle and go for it. Use counter pressure and just kind of cut it off. Right there. And you can see she had really damaged feet, which is why we processed her today, or him. Counter pressure. Feet are done. All right, so the first thing I like to do is, looking at the whole bird, I like to come in here and deal with the crop, because we have a crop that's in the topper here, and you can see it's kind of wobbly. When I'm dealing with chickens, this is what I do. So we're gonna try to do it again here with turkeys and pray that it works. Trachea. Here is the part that goes down into their stomach and goes right into that crop right here. It's the crop. We're going to loosen that up. There's the crop right there. We're going to loosen this up. Put my fingers in there and kind of get that loose off the skin. See if I can yank this out first. That was one of the things the boys was telling me about. Loosening it from the breast tissue. I want to take and I want to take it right there. Just take it right off. And this is the crop. This is where all of the, you're gonna have rocks and all kinds of things in here. And this is how they use this crop to help grind up their food that they bring into their body. So this is where they kind of store that food. I believe, I don't know. We're gonna cut it open and see. I have homeschool kids, so check the outtakes for that. All right, got the crop off. Got that all loosened up there. Inside, I've got it loosened up right here. So now I am going to flip it around and give it a go on this end. Okay, so I'm gonna pinch right here. Puncture through a little bit here. Let's see if I can get through.
You need to be careful right there.
That's the top. So you're gonna be real careful when you kind of go in. While you pinch the skin. You've got all this inside. Now I'm gonna take, kind of cut down here. Watch your fingers. I kind of give it a little cut right here. Loosen up by that bone. Give a little cut right there, loosen up by this bone. That's gonna help me out here a minute. I'm gonna loosen up all this. Reaching around in here, loosen that up. And then I'm gonna reach inside one hand in. I'm gonna reach all the way up inside, and if you want, you can probably take a look in there because there's actually a lot going on there. I'm gonna reach all the way at the top of that cavity up there, at the very top. My hand's gonna touch the top cavity, and I'm gonna reach up in there, and I am going to grab as high as I can, scrape the top, and yank everything out. One fell swoop. Now I'm gonna try to get as much out as I can. Bring it down. I've got, this was a girl, because I've got what looks to be eggs in here. So that would be eggs, which we were pretty sure she was a girl. You're also gonna grab the lungs. They're on the back wall, and I can show you that in a second, but I will pull them out first on the one side. That's the lungs on the right side. And if you look, there's one wall that's completely clean on that inside right there. And there's a wall over here that's not clean. So you can see right in there that wall. So I'm gonna go grab this one on this side. You're gonna just kind of scrape your fingers down to the end. And you're gonna pull that out right off the back wall. Right up against the chest cavity. It's kind of slippery in there. It's gonna be kind of weird. You're not sure what you're feeling, but there's that. Now I'm gonna get the rest of this undone. So I'm gonna go along the back edge right here. I don't want to cut into my meat too much, but I'm a careful girl. I like to play it safe. I don't mess around with the butt area. So some people might go a little closer. I don't mess because I don't want to take a chance. Pulling everything out. Okay, we're gonna flip it over. Nice and deep right there. I'm gonna take from right about, because I don't want to cut this right here. So I'm gonna cut right about here. Always watching your hands. Everything's off. Now, she can be cleaned out the rest of the way. All this will go through in just a second. Push it to the side. Finish making sure she's cleaned out from the inside. And we're set to go. So, just kind of scraping out everything that's on the inside.
All right, there you go, finished product. And if you look at that, that looks just like something you would buy in the grocery store. And that's the problem a lot of times is people, there's such a disconnect between what they buy and the process that it takes to get there. And so that's what we wanted to show you, was that it's really not that hard. You can raise animals yourself as long as it's acceptable where you live.
Yep. That's it. I'm even shorter now because I'm sitting.
Okay, so this is our finished product. We're going to go ahead and get ready to put this in a bag. We only have about a week before Thanksgiving, so we're really excited.
Yeah.
But we're also very excited about how this bird turned out, because before we took it, we were a little concerned that it might be a little bit small.
For our family size, but I think she's going to be perfect for Thanksgiving dinner, and then our next one will be saved for Christmas dinner. So we have achieved a very important goal of ours, which was to provide a complete dinner for our family for a holiday meal anyway. So our ham will be from our processed pork earlier this year, and now our turkeys as well. So that's exciting.
High five on that one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching us. I hope this was helpful for you. I know the first time we did this for chickens, it was a daunting task that we were just, so scared to try it, but
get in there and do it. Don't be afraid.
You can do it.
The only mistake you'll make is not trying it all.
That's true.
Yep.
Hey, who likes good homegrown turkeys?
Farmers' wives do.
And farmers do too. Until next time.
See ya.
Peace.
So I cut open the gizzard, and you can see inside of the gizzard is all the food that they just ate. But there's also like full-size rocks in there, like little tiny rocks that they use to help grind up their food. I said the rocks went in through the crop. Well, here's the crop, and you can feel inside. There's actually rocks in there. I can feel it from this side. You if you look, there's rocks, and that's before it's processed. There's all the food that they just ate. That was the chicken feed that she just ate. Just looks like feed, and that's it being processed right there. So that's it. Now people will eat these. They actually, it's meat right there, so they put them in all kinds of stuff.
So that once this blade goes bald,
Shouldn't do that.
yeah,
So gross.
she's like the people that they watch on A&E all the time. Not the Big Bird. It's not Big Bird. That's why I told you stop slinging it now to my head. Why are you slinging bloody stuff over my head?
I was just trying to feed the animals. Wow, your eyes are really blue today.
Now it's my turn.
Don't.
No.
Food fight.
No. I got the crop here. You don't want to mess with me.
You definitely got crop.
Oh my gosh.